Welcome to the second video in our beginner guitar series. In this video, we'll be learning all of the names of our 6 strings on guitar, as well as how to play them with our right hand without looking. So, this is for absolute beginners, and I'm assuming that many of you don't even know how to hold the guitar, so we're going to start with that first. Place the guitar on your right leg if you're right-handed, and left leg, just facing the opposite way, if you're left-handed. It should be close to your body. Your arm should wrap over the body of the guitar like that, and you should be able to play comfortably, but tightly, so it's not flying all over the place. I'm going to be using a pick in these lessons, which looks like this. To hold a pick, make a fist with your right hand, and then just slide the pick between your thumb and your index finger like that. The picking motion should be a wrist motion rather than bending at the elbow. This will make sure we can make really fine movements and quick movements when we want to play fast. So now our first lesson, beyond just being able to hold the guitar and hold the pick, is to find our strings with our right hand and be able to play them without looking. Now, in music, we denote notes through the alphabet. And if you know your alphabet through G, then you can play any note. Well, you can know any note. Now, our first lowest string on the guitar is an E. So this is our E string. Okay? And just play that with your pick a couple times, trying to get into the feeling of it. Okay? Now our next string, this was our E string. Our next string is an A string. So this is an A note. Okay? Just do the same thing. Play this string a couple times. So E, A. Alright? Our next string is D. So there's our D string. Okay? You can repeat that a couple times if you want. I'm going to move on. Our next string, this is 1, if we're going from the low end, 1, 2, 3, 4 is our G string. Okay? Next one up is B string. Okay? So we've got E, A, D, G, B, and then our final highest string is actually one we've already seen before. This is a high E. So it's the same note that we have down here, but it's a lot higher. Okay? I'll do those one more time. E, A, D, G, B, and E. Alright, now that you know your strings, it's important to make sure that the notes that you're trying to play are the notes that actually come out. Now what that means has to relate over to this part of the guitar over here. Now, a guitar might not always be what's called in tune. The note that you're playing might not be the note that normally you want the guitar to play. So we're going to start out with our low E string, and right now you can see here it's about in the middle, but I'm just going to give an example. I'm going to tune down a bit, so now it's playing a D instead. Okay? Now, the best way to find out which way to turn your tuning peg is just experiment. Some guitars are tuned differently. Some have, like this one, pegs on one side and pegs on another, which flips it around. So just try turning your tuning peg one way. Oh, okay, so that was the wrong way, so that went down. I want to try to get to E, right? Which is above D. So I'm going to tune the tuning peg the other way, and just wait until it gets to E. And I'm going to try and get it about in the middle. There we go. And now I'm not going to run through this with each of the strings, but I'm just going to make sure they're all in tune. And there we go. Alright, one final thing before we wrap up this video. I'm going to give you an exercise to practice finding your strings with your right hand. And what we're going to do, the same thing that we did before, where we played each string one at a time, but now I want you to make an active intent to try and play one string after the other, without messing up. Whoa, we're playing two strings like I did there. Okay? So we're just going one by one. And it's a great exercise to try and find your strings with your right hand.